How you doing, folks? My name's Steve Elliott. I have my YouTube channel, Stephen Elliott. I was watching the news the other day, and I found some very disturbing news here in the Bay Area. I live in San Francisco, California, and we have a news station out here called Channel 2, Fox News in the Bay Area. And for ratings, they came up with a bogus news cast about drones, and they basically make drones look so horrible, like, you know, they're the worst thing in the world. They got some I'm gonna say Uncle Sam Asian guy to bring out his drone and to show that drones are dangerous, and they had this guy who said his plane got hit by a drone. He had no real evidence that his plane got hit by a drone. It was just ridiculous. I mean, I would have dealt better if the video would have both sides of the drone. The good part, like these drones right here, they are programmed. I can't even take off near an airport. If I try to take off from, you know, near an airport, it wouldn't even let me take off. I couldn't even do it. So when I go out and fly my drones, I go to a place where there's nobody around. I don't fly over people. I don't fly over, I'm a responsible drone operator with a lot of people also. And of course we get some idiots out there who build their own drones, and they go by the airport and they fly near airplanes, which is stupid. And I get that. But if you're gonna tell a story, tell a real story. So I'm gonna let you check out this video that I recorded off Channel 2 News, and especially the way it ends, where the guy goes, where the ladies goes, if you see a drone, what should you do? And so the guy's talking about if you don't see the drone operator, it could be something bad. So they just, how I looked at the whole report, Channel 2 News needed something for ratings. They needed something because I guess Crown 4 and the rest of the news stations in the Bay Area is kicking their ass when it comes to ratings. So what they had to do, they had to pick on drone people and make drones look like the worst. So check out this video. Tell me what you think, and in response in the bottom, and comments at the bottom, and let me know what you think about the whole situation. Thank you.
Was hit by a drone. And we uncover new data about that danger increasing.
You could be dead.
That pilot says he's lucky to be alive after he says a drone hit his plane thousands of feet up in the air.
KTV's Ross Palumbo uncovered his story, the first report in the nation, and he also has some new data that shows a startling number of close encounters. Ross?
Well, Heather, Frank, the problem is very easy to illustrate. Right here in the parking lot, we have a drone, and I actually just learned how to fly this thing a few minutes ago. I want to show you exactly how easy it is to send one of these things up in the air with a touch of a joystick. Look at how this thing flies up quickly. Experts say that is a problem, that amateurs like me can actually do this at just one touch. They say that is what is causing the problem with planes around the country. Now, a Livermore pilot claims that one of these things hit his plane, and his story is something you'll see only on Fox 2.
And I think about that every time I climb a plane. It's just, am I ready when something happens?
Every day now, Bob Franklin is flying on a wing and a prayer.
I'm very concerned about it. It's dangerous.
Every flight check, every takeoff.
It's in your mind right now.
Yes.
Flying him right back to what happened April 27th.
This is about where I was.
It was sudden at 4,800 feet.
And then raining us out.
This whole plane shake.
His craft hit in the air, and then back safely on the ground. These images hit him.
There were a number of scratches on the back of the blade itself. We think it's a drone. This is where it hit.
How dangerous is this spot right here, hitting the engine? This is very close.
It's very close. I'm very concerned. It could have been a catastrophic event.
You could be dead.
Yes. I'm very clear about that.
The FAA clearly listed it here, and its drone database obtained by 2 investigators. It's one of hundreds of incidents across the country. In just the last 6 months, there have been 660 sightings, near misses, and issues, up more than 700% from the year before. California leads the nation with 142, and the Bay Area has had 38 incidents, up 950%.
Does that worry you?
Of course it worries me. I think this is a disaster waiting to happen.
And unknown to him, something new had happened. His drone hit was actually the first recorded hit report in the entire country.
There's a lot of things I'd like to be first at, but this is not one of them.
The FAA says it looked into it. Its own report citing 2 gouges 3 inches long, deep enough to take off a layer of fiberglass, evidence of impact, and no blood as would have been expected with a bird strike, but still called it all inconclusive.
Well, our conclusion was that we couldn't reach a conclusion.
Even the National Transportation Safety Board, charged by Congress with investigating every civil aviation accident, despite these photos, this account, and this database, still decided not to look further, saying there was nothing to indicate that the airplane was struck by a drone.
Are you shocked to hear that they're not investigating?
I think it's crazy.
Aviation analyst Bruce Milan says given these photos, it is unusual.
It probably couldn't be anything other than a drone.
And he says it's unsafe.
Are they asleep at the switch?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they putting lives in danger?
I think they are putting lives in danger, absolutely.
What's your first thought?
Well, my first thought is that one of the pilots that I know is going to die.
And the problems pilots are facing are soaring sky high. Even with this advisory governing non-commercial drones issued just last month, suggesting drones fly under 400 feet, there's still confusion over what exactly is safe, what exactly is legal. As we discovered within minutes while learning to lift off this drone. Not only from people driving by,
The drones shouldn't be flying here legally.
but from police.
I'm just telling you that somebody called and complained about the drone. Okay, that's it.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
But is it illegal?
No, I'm not telling you it's illegal.
Is this part of the problem? The officer comes by, he seems to be confused. Is everyone confused?
Everybody's confused. There's no guidelines.
Drone engineers themselves, like Jason Lamb, want more guidelines
It's pretty heavy, right?
It is heavy.
because they understand the risks.
Do some damage with all this weight, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He's now supporting Senator Dianne Feinstein's legislation requiring greater regulation of consumer drones, where they fly, how high they go, and what software could stop collisions. But it's a long way from becoming law.
Are the skies safe?
If I'm a pilot, full-scale helicopter pilot, I would be a little worried. I believe more incidents going to happen.
And for those who've already seen it happen,
The drones, there's no way to manage that risk.
there's nothing to do right now but roll with the risks.
When you land, do you think I got lucky today?
It's more of a numbers game, I think. I want people to know that this is a serious risk.
Well, tonight, unfortunately, no new rules are anywhere in sight. And incidentally, today, a consumer group came out with a study of that FAA database. They are troubled with how the FAA actually compiled those numbers, Heather, leading many people to believe that we still don't have an accurate picture of exactly how big this problem is.
Yeah, Ross, it just seems like no one is on the same page here, and those numbers that you showed are really disturbing. So, question is, what do people need to know, or rather, what do they need to do if they see a drone?
Well, the rules and the regulations, Heather, at this point are very confusing. The best thing to know is that if you actually see one of these drones up in the air, look and see if you can find the person operating it. They should be within line of sight of the drone. If you can't see the person, that probably means they can't see the drone. And that probably means there's a good chance there's a problem.
All right, thank you very much, Ross. At KTV.com, you'll find more of our reporting, including that database of every drone incident recorded by the FAA. Again, that's something that Ross mentioned. You'll also find an interactive map to view them as well.